Have you ever wondered why some consultants get high-value clients from just a few YouTube videos, while others post constantly and still get nothing? I have built YouTube channels across multiple niches, some with top-ranking videos, others with massive reach and millions of views. After seeing how all of that works behind the scenes, I can tell you this with confidence. If you are a professional, chasing views is usually the wrong goal. What matters far more is authority, trust, and the right clients. So by the end of this video, you will understand how to position yourself as the obvious expert in your field using YouTube. So qualified prospects seek you out for high-value engagements without you having to chase views. Post constantly, or become a content creator. Now, you might have noticed something a little different about this video. This is my AI twin. You see, I use it because as a professional, my job isn't to spend 10 hours a week filming. It's to think, solve problems, and help clients. And the real value isn't only the face on the screen, it's the thinking behind it. What if I told you that most professionals are approaching YouTube completely backwards? Here is what is happening. You have been told that YouTube success means posting consistently, optimizing thumbnails, and chasing subscriber counts. But that is creator thinking. And when professionals try to apply creator strategies, they end up exhausted, frustrated, and attracting the wrong people. The problem is deeper than tactics. It is about fundamental positioning. Most professionals on YouTube are positioning themselves as content creators who happen to offer services, instead of positioning themselves as authorities who happen to use YouTube. Authority first means you lead with your expertise, not your content schedule. It means your videos exist to demonstrate how you think about problems, not to entertain or inform for the sake of views. When you are authority first, every video reinforces that you are the person prospects should hire, not follow. Your content serves your business, not the other way around. Now, before we go further, let me give you something practical. If you're a consultant, coach, or service professional, and you want clients from YouTube without becoming a content creator, I built a short diagnostic called the Expertise to Authority Breakdown. It shows you exactly which part of your experience should become your authority angle on YouTube. So you're not guessing what to talk about or copying creator strategies that don't fit you. Click the link in the description to get your personalized breakdown that you can use right away. Are you tired of being told you need to post 3 times a week to get clients from YouTube? Here's the trap most professionals fall into. They think the solution to not getting clients is creating more content, more videos, more posts, more consistency. So they burn themselves out producing content that attracts tire kickers and comparison shoppers instead of serious buyers. But here is what is actually happening. When you focus on content volume, you are competing on the wrong battlefield. You are trying to out-create 20-somethings who have nothing but time. And even if you could keep up more content without clear positioning, just creates more noise. The real issue is not that you need more content. It is that your positioning is not clear enough for the right people to immediately understand why they should work with you. Clearer positioning means prospects know exactly what problem you solve and why you are the person to solve it. When your positioning is sharp, one video can do the work of 50 generic ones. You do not need to post constantly because each piece of content clearly establishes your expertise and attracts people who are ready to buy, not just browse. Have you ever wondered why some consultants get high-value clients from just a few videos while others post constantly with no results? Here is the disconnect. Most professionals treat YouTube like a growth platform. They are focused on subscribers, views, and engagement metrics. They think success means building an audience first, then converting that audience later. But this creates a fundamental problem. When you optimize for growth, you attract people who want free information, not people who want to hire you. You end up with thousands of followers who consume your content but never become clients. You are building an audience of learners, not buyers. Meanwhile, you are spending all your time feeding the content machine instead of serving paying clients. The platform becomes your master, not your tool. YouTube works completely differently when you use it as a pre-sales environment. Instead of trying to grow an audience, you are qualifying prospects. Instead of entertaining viewers, you are demonstrating expertise. Your videos become the first step in your sales process, not a separate marketing activity. When someone finds your content, they are already halfway to hiring you because your videos pre-sell your thinking and approach. What if the reason you are not attracting high-value clients has nothing to do with your content quality? Here is what most professionals get wrong. They create content about everything they can help with. They think casting a wide net will catch more clients. So they make videos about basic problems, intermediate problems, and advanced problems all mixed together. But this creates a serious issue. When you talk about problems that anyone can solve, you attract people who are shopping for the cheapest solution. When you address surface-level issues, you get surface-level inquiries. Your content becomes a magnet for price-sensitive prospects who want quick fixes, not strategic partnerships. You end up having conversations with people who do not value expertise because the problems you are discussing do not require real expertise to solve. Problem selection determines client quality. When you focus on complex, high-stakes problems that only experienced professionals can handle, you automatically filter for clients who understand the value of expertise. These prospects are not looking for the cheapest option. They are looking for the right solution. They come to you already understanding that quality costs more because the problems you address have serious consequences if handled poorly. Why do some professionals get hired immediately after prospects watch their videos while others just get compliments? Here is the mistake most professionals make. They create videos showing what they do. Case studies. Before and after results. Step-by-step processes. They think demonstrating their work will convince people to hire them. But this approach has a fatal flaw. When you show what you do, prospects start to believe execution is the hard part. They assume that if they understand the steps, they can handle it themselves. You have shown them what happens, but not the judgment required to decide what matters, what does not, and what to do first. Even worse, you have positioned yourself as someone who executes tasks, not someone who provides strategic thinking. Your videos become free consulting sessions instead of demonstrations of expertise. Prospects walk away educated, but not convinced they need to hire you. Showing how you think reveals the depth of your expertise in a way that execution never can. When you walk through your decision-making process, your frameworks for analyzing problems, and the reasoning behind your recommendations, prospects realize the real value is not in the steps. It is in the judgment behind them. They do not need your hands. They need your mind. And that shift positions you as the strategist, not the implementer. Have you ever noticed that some professionals never seem to chase clients, yet they are always booked? Here's what is happening behind the scenes. Most professionals create content that generates interest, but not action. People watch their videos, leave positive comments, maybe even share them. But when it comes to actual business conversations, nothing happens. The problem is that generic content creates generic responses. When your videos do not clearly connect to a specific business outcome, viewers do not know what the next step should be. They consume your content like entertainment, not like a solution to their problem. You end up with an audience that appreciates your expertise, but never thinks to hire you because the connection between your content and your services is not obvious. Authority-first videos naturally lead to qualified conversations because they are designed around client problems, not content topics. When someone watches your video about a challenge they are facing, and you demonstrate exactly how you think about solving it, the next logical step is obvious. They want to talk to you about their specific situation. Your content becomes a qualification tool that attracts people who are already thinking about hiring someone like you. If that distinction just clicked for you, I built a short diagnostic that helps you clarify which parts of your experience actually translate into authority and which ones don't. It's called the Expertise to Authority Breakdown. There's a link below if you want clarity instead of guesswork. What if the reason you are exhausted from YouTube is not because you are doing too much, but because you are doing the wrong things? Here is the burnout cycle most professionals get trapped in. They create content constantly because they think consistency equals results. They are always planning the next video, responding to comments, trying to keep up with trends and algorithm changes. But this approach turns you into a content hamster on a wheel. You are working harder and harder just to maintain your output. Every week demands more content, more engagement, more optimization. Your business starts serving your content schedule instead of your content serving your business. The worst part is that all this effort rarely translates to better clients. You are burning energy on activities that do not directly generate revenue, while your actual client work suffers from divided attention. This approach creates leverage instead of burnout because each video works for you long term. When you create authority-first content, you are not feeding a content machine. You are building assets. One well-positioned video can attract qualified prospects for months or years. Your content library becomes a sales team that works while you sleep, qualifying prospects and pre-selling your expertise without requiring constant maintenance or updates. What does an authority-first YouTube strategy actually look like when it is done intentionally? This is where most professionals get stuck. They understand the idea of authority-first positioning. They agree that YouTube should not turn them into a content creator. They even recognize that clients come from positioning, not volume. But without a clear structure, they drift. They publish one or two strategic videos, then fall back into random content creation because they do not have a unifying framework. One video positions them as an expert. The next sounds like generic advice. Another feels educational, but not hireable. From the outside, their YouTube presence feels scattered. And when your messaging is not intentional, prospects cannot quickly understand who you are for, what problems you solve, or why you are different from everyone else in your space. That confusion does not lead to rejection. It leads to inaction. When this is done intentionally, everything aligns. Your topics are chosen based on the problems your ideal clients already care about. Your videos consistently demonstrate how you think, not just what you know. And your messaging reinforces the same authority signal over and over again. Each video strengthens the next. Each idea compounds. So when the right person finds any part of your content They immediately understand what you do, how you approach problems, and why hiring you makes sense. You are no longer just visible. You are clear. And clarity is what turns YouTube into a client generation system. And once you see YouTube this way, you start realizing something. The problem was never the platform. And it was never your experience. It was the way everything was being framed. Most professionals do not need to become louder, or more consistent, or more visible. They need to be understood differently. Because when the right people understand how you think, they do not keep watching. They reach out.